Hello there, and welcome to my channel, Novice Modelling and the Midlife Crisis. My name's Andy, and today we're going to be doing a what's in the box kit review on my Hobby 2000 model number 72054 Nakajima J1N1-S Gekko 1945. It also goes under the name of Irving, which is the American name for the aircraft. So, as what I normally do with these is I read out the information on the blurb for the instruction sheet. Unfortunately, this doesn't actually come with any, so we're going to just be quickly referring to Wikipedia for just a little tiny bit of information on this rather pleasant looking aircraft. So, the Nakajima J1N1 Gekko, or Moonlight, I do like the name of these aircraft, is a twin-engine aircraft used by the Imperial Japanese Navy during World War II. A prototype first flew in 1941. The first full production variant of the Gekko, the J1N1-C, was a reconnaissance aircraft, although many of these underwent field modifications into night fighters. In addition, a night fighter variant, the J1A1-S, was later put into production. Towards the end of the war, J1N1 pilots also undertook kamikaze anti-shipping missions. The Gekko was given the Allied reporting name Irving. Under that system, reconnaissance aircraft were normally given female names, while the Gekko variant first known to the Allies was the J1N1-C. This was assumed to be a dedicated night fighter. Now I'm going to skip out the design and development and operational history. If you want to read on that, it's on Wikipedia, so you can have a look. I'm just going to go over to the one section I do find kind of interesting, which is the surviving aircraft section. In 1949, so basically there was several Gekkos were transported over to the States on an aircraft carrier after the Second World War. Most of these were disposed of, but one of them still survives, so I'm just going to read that bit out. In 1949, the Gekko was given to the Smithsonian's National Air Museum, but remained in storage at Park Ridge, Illinois. The collection of museum aircraft at Park Ridge numbered more than 60 airplanes when the war in Korea forced the United States Air Force to move it to the Paul E. Garber Preservation, Restoration and Storage Facility in Suitland, Maryland. Gekko 7334 was dumped outside the restoration facility in a large shipping crate in 1953, where it remained until building space became available in 1974. In 1979, NASM staff selected Gekko 7334 for restoration. Following restoration of the Mitsubishi Zero in 1976, the Gekko became the second Japanese aircraft to be restored by NSAM. The airframe was found to be seriously corroded from being outside for 20 years. At that time, it was the largest and most complex aircraft restoration project the NSM has undertaken. Work started on 7 September 1979 and ended 14th December 1983, following 17,000 hours of work. Today, Gekko 7334 is fully restored and on display at the Stephen F. Udvar Hazy Center in Chantilly, Virginia, United States. So that's basically the location of the only surviving aircraft. So that's pretty cool. So let's have a look in this box. It's kind of bigger than what we're normal to. That's the Shinden that we did before, so it's quite big. I'm going to put that bit here, get the instructions out, get them out, and get our sprues out. I'm going to ditch that bit, and now I'm going to eat one of my Japanese sweets, because as you may or may not be aware, I'm currently going through a process which I have called Land of the Rising Sun Week, where I'm actually constructing one Japanese model a day for 10 days. So far we've done the Shinden. Well, we're still doing the Shinden actually. We're just in the painting process of that one. We've done the Nakajima Ki-44 Tojo and the Mitsubishi J2M3 Jack. None of them have been quite finished yet, but hopefully we will get them sorted at some point. I'm doing this one in preparation as it's pretty much the clear and running favourite, because I've basically asked you guys, the viewers, to actually vote on which one you wanted to see built first. We do actually have another 9 aircraft to go through, so if you do fancy seeing one of them particular ones built, do check out my Land of the Rising Sun video from Sunday. You can have a look at the aircraft and pick whichever one you want to do. And this one is going to be done tomorrow, which is Tuesday today, so that's Wednesday. So we've got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Wednesday to go. So pick one out, and if it wins, or if it comes up high, I'll build it. I don't know what this sweet is. I think it's chewing gum. I don't really want chewing gum at the moment. Never mind, I'm trying to talk. Okay, so the instructions. Nice flavour though. Blue flavour. Okay, so cockpit assembly. Number 1, engine and cell assembly. Number 2, cannons installation. Number 3, obviously this is a night fighter. Fuselage assembly. Number 4, canopy installation. Number 5, there's quite a bit of glass on this one. Main gear installation. Number 6, main wing assembly. Number 7, various parts installation. Number 8, and final assembly. Number 9. That all looks pretty straightforward. Yeah, that is a chewing gum. I don't want chewing gum at the moment. I want sweeties. Okay, so there we go. So that all looks pretty easy. On the rear of the instruction sheet, we have our painting instructions. And as we can see, we've got 1, 2, 3 variants which we can produce. They're all painted in the same colour. I mistakenly thought this was black on the front, but it's actually a colour called J1N Imperial Japanese Navy Black Green. Unfortunately, I don't think I've got that colour in my collection of Tamiyas. I do have about 80. The nearest I have is this one, Black Green XF27. It looks pretty close. It's not perfect, but that's what I'm going to be painting it in, basically, because that's what I've got. I might add a bit of black to it, maybe just to blacken it up a little bit. So excuse me a second, I'm just going to have one of these sweets. Very nice. Chewy. Okay, so I think I'll probably do this one with a Japanese symbol on the back. Moving on to the SPRUs. First, we're looking at the canopy, the clear plastic section. There's the main canopy. Then we have this section here, which is a upper gun position. There's also a bottom facing gun position. This is obviously a night fighter, so these are looking pretty big and nasty machine guns for attacking B-29s. There is a little front canopy, little front port view here, and there is another glass piece here. I'm guessing that might go underneath. When we have a look at the fuselage in a bit, that might actually become clear. So there we go, there's those pieces. On the first section, we have, well, we've got the main fuselage here. As we can see, this has got a big lump taken out of it, and we have to put this other section of the fuselage in. We have what I'm going to assume are auxiliary fuel tanks for the moment. I don't think they're bombs. Every time I say bombs, it turns out to be an auxiliary fuel tank. So I'm going to guess auxiliary fuel tank, and I'll probably be proved wrong by somebody who knows better than me, and it will turn out to be a gun. So here we go. There's the bottom section of something. There's the bottom section of something. There you go. There's a real aeronautical engineer's expert opinion for you there. Here we have the rather large and mean-looking machine guns, or cannons. We've got a variety of small pieces here. Got to be honest, not too sure what they are. We have 2 3-bladed propellers. The engine nacelles. I've just learned something new today. Nacelles. There we go. I'm going to try and lock that one in the memory bank. And that's pretty much it. We've got the seats here, and we've got the engines, which have some detail. Now, I do normally harp on about detail with these things, and I do like saying panel lines, but I do like saying rivets when I talk about it. But I can see panel lines on here, but I don't see any rivets. It does actually look very, very smooth on here, so maybe there's no rivets. Don't know. Answers on a small postage stamp, please. So there we go. There's the first piece out of the way. The second sprue is the bottom and lower wing section. Again, we have no rivets, but we have plenty of panel lines. Our ailerons or flaps or whatever you want to call them, they're actually fixed, so we can't actually do any variation of their position. That's a little bit of a shame, but never mind. Here we have our cockpit floor by the look of it. There's no real detail on that either. Tail wheel here. There is our undercarriage struts, and here are our wheels. Now, I've got to be honest with you, I made a bit of a boob. I've actually forgotten to check scale mates to find out when this particular model was originally produced. I do recall somebody did comment on this in the comments bar on one of the previous videos, but I forget exactly what it was they said. So we'll just bypass that a little bit for the moment, and I'll move on to some other things. As you can see, we've got a big grey stain on the desk here. Today we managed to tip over a half a bottle of Mr. Surfacer 500. Yeah, not a good day. So consequently, we moved rather rapidly onto the Toki Suntory whiskey at some point early on this afternoon. Cheers. This combined with our Shinden build, which we've been working on today. Obviously, I had the Mr. Surfacer out for the reason. We've had quite a lot of gaps on this one. Consequently, I think I've probably used more Mr. Surfacer and more of this plastic Vallejo plastic putty, which is the first time I've used this. It's quite good. On this particular kit, then I applied glue. We've also pretty much killed one of our sanding sticks as well. So it's been primed. It's drying off at the moment. I'm kind of hoping it looks reasonable, because it is quite a nice plane, and it was strangely enough, it was one of the more expensive ones that I've got. It was $24.99. Yeah, I know. I think I got had on that. Undersurface, what am I talking about? I'm talking about the wrong one here. Right, so basically that's what we're going to do next. I'm going to upload this in preparation for it winning, because I think it's going to win. It's had a fair number of more votes than anything else. If you do want to see any more of these fantastic plastic aircraft I've got, please feel free to drop a message in, and I'll get to them as soon as possible. Remember, your vote, as always, counts. So there we go. I'm going to go into the garage now, do some painting, have a drink of this, get myself merry. I'm going to eat some more of these these little pink sweets, because they're well nice. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little video, a little voyage into chaos. Questions and suggestions are always welcome. Like I say, do drop us a comment in the comments bar. I always try to reply to you guys when you do take the time to do this. Sometimes it takes me a little while, as obviously I'm building models and painting. I'm trying to clean up this mess off the work surface. I'm not that bothered, but never mind. So please like and subscribe, and please join me for my model building ride. Be seeing you.